Last night I had a couple hours to myself, so with all the craziness going on in the world right now, I just decided to shut everything else off and get lost in the world of Tenet. That was a huge mistake. Welcome back to the watch party, and thank you for watching Steak and Eggs. I'm your host, Gene. Before I get into the review, I just gotta say that I'm a huge fan of Christopher Nolan. Memento, Inception, and Interstellar are some of my favorite movies, and he's an extremely talented storyteller. Now that the ass-kissing's out of the way, let's trash this bitch. I read that Nolan pushed hard to have this movie premiered only in theaters, but in hindsight, I'm glad that's not the case because there'd be a lot of pissed off people. Nobody would be getting laid by their dates for taking them to this one. And perhaps the movie isn't doing too well financially because it just isn't good. I'm sorry, let me dive a little bit deeper. The thing with Nolan's films that, in the end, it's always about family. The characters may be pulling off a big heist or getting revenge, but there's always a loved one to fight for. This movie has none of that. It's another end-of-the-world / save-the-world movie. But what makes a handful of those movies good is who the characters are actually fighting for. And there's actually no characters in this movie. There's a lady that says something that takes us someplace and something happens, and there's a guy that says something that takes us to a place and something happens, and over and over. In Memento, our hero was getting revenge for his ex-wife. And in Inception and Interstellar, they were fathers trying to be reunited with their children. Nolan this round says, no need for that. I got a 2.5 hour timey-wimey Rubik's Cube for you to solve. Really? Who wants to solve a Rubik's Cube in 2.5 damn hours? That's your kind of thing for your own personal enjoyment, all the more power to you, but I guarantee you no one else is gonna care.
Did you see Tenet?
Yeah.
I think I understand what happened in the movie. Would you like to know?
I have a better idea, Dennis. Shut the f up and pour me another beer. That's how that conversation is gonna go. And it's too bad too, because as always, Nolan's got top tier talent in this film. I don't know if I've ever seen him before, but John David Washington is definitely a leading man. Too bad I have no idea what he's fighting for. And Robert Pattinson seems like he's a lot of fun in this movie. Too bad I have no idea about him. It does make me excited for the new Batman though. And this tall blonde, well, she's really tall and blonde. That's about it. And Kenneth Branagh is a great actor, but his villain is just stupid in this movie. He's got a really horrible line where he says, I'm going to cut your neck. Not the smiley way, but down the middle, and then I'm gonna cut your balls off, and then I'm gonna shove them down your throat hole or whatever. And that's when you can understand the words coming out of these actors' mouths. Look, I understand I suck at talking. These videos are absolutely horrible. But Nolan's films over time has just gotten worse and worse with dialogue. Half the time the people are speaking this weird droned out lazy speak. You just can't understand what the hell they're saying. If it were real life, you'd be asking the person to kindly take their hat out of their ass and enunciate. A message to Christopher Nolan, nobody speaks this way, did anybody tell you? So you've got non-existent characters, garbled or convoluted dialogue that doesn't make any sense. So what you're left with is a bunch of bizarre action scenes that I guess are cool to watch but lack any kind of context. There's an actress in the movie and I swear to God her line was, don't try to understand it, just feel it. That's a really bad sign because there's nothing to feel here. It makes me wonder what happened at Warner Brothers. Maybe they trusted Nolan so much that they just gave him carte blanche and he ended up in the bed. Or maybe they were counting on people watching this movie over and over just to figure it all out and make more money off of it. Either way, this movie's a real mess. Great filmmakers are allowed to have one dud in their belt, and this is his. Thank you for watching. If you like this review, like, share, and subscribe. Next week, we'll be covering WandaVision on Disney+. I'm very excited. As always, thank you for watching Sunday Night Watch Party.